Hey, one and all, welcome to the Finance Dojo, where we get financially fit together. That is right. I wanted to talk to you guys about something today, right? Because I keep hearing everyone talk about passive income, passive income. I need some passive income. How do I get passive income, right? We're getting ahead of ourselves. We're putting the cart before the horse here, right? Before we talk about passive income, and I will leave that for my very next video, right? I want to make this a 3-part video series. We're gonna do passive income. It's going to be number 2. We're going to have portfolio income. It's going to be number 3. And we're going to have active income, number 1, right? And that's what we're going to do today. Active income. It is not as sexy as passive income. It is not as sexy as portfolio income. But it is important. It comes first for a reason. And we're going to focus on that today. So I'm going to pull out our handy dandy whiteboard here at the Finance Dojo, brand new. So I hope you like it. Let's start talking about active income. But before we do, if you can, just for me, click like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, ding ding, so that you get the new videos when they come out, so that you help out the channel, because I really appreciate it, and we are building this thing big and strong. So let's focus on the beginning steps, right? So first we're gonna have active income. Only after active income we can do passive income, followed by portfolio income. And we're going to give you this quick little breakdown of what each is, right? So portfolio is our investments, the things we buy which make us money. So for instance, rental property might be in there. What else might be in there? Well, you know, if we have like a little bit of gold, a little bit of silver, or if we have the EFTs for gold and silver, and we talked about that in a previous video. But you don't actually need to own gold or silver as long as you have a share in a company that holds it. 1 second here. There we go. Gold and silver right here. So I want to talk about passive income only briefly, right? Passive income is going to be things like classes online that you make that make you money when you are not working. So classes, courses, or like YouTube videos, you know, where you are putting up a video and it is making you money when you are not there. You know, you're asleep, you're on vacation, you're wherever. It's making you just a hair. But before we talk about passive, before we talk about portfolio, I really want to get into this active. And this active income is going to be made up mostly of your job. That's J-O-B, just over broke. We've talked about this before. I know it's not fun, but we are going to talk about it today. So the thing about your job, right? The thing about your job is that I think nowadays we have a modern problem with the idea of jobs and work, right? We want to wrap it up. We want to make it our identity. And that is a huge problem, right? Because we're doing this stuff for clout, or because we think it's going to make us super wealthy. And neither is true. What a job is supposed to do is that people have forgotten is it's supposed to sustain you. You know, people want to be an actor, a singer, this and a that, and an athlete for their job, right? And for some people it works out, right? But those are the exceptions. And even then, when they do them, they have to have a good business plan, or otherwise they could lose everything they have, right? So what kind of a job should we be targeting then, right? I'm not here to tell you specifically, but if it were me, I would go to this idea. There's this Japanese philosophy called Ikigai, right? Ikigai. And all it means is basically you have the things you are good at, right? Then you have the things that you like to do. finally, you have the things that people need. So we have things that you are good at, things that you like to do, and things that people need. And here in the little middle is Ikigai. That's your purpose, you know? People nowadays, they chase happiness, they chase pleasure, right? And the problem with that is that pleasure is fleeting, you know? You can be happy one moment, sad the next, and that's understandable. It's very human, right? But what we're looking for is something that can be consistent. And so we're not looking for something that's going to make us happy per se. We're going to look for something that we like to do, that we're good at, and that people need, you know? And another way to put this is we're looking for something with purpose. You know, we're looking for a job with purpose. But let's not forget that our job isn't meant to be the end-all be-all of who we are, what we do. What it's supposed to be this thing that's just going to sustain us while we pursue work on the, not on the side, but after our 9 to 5, we pursue work that is important and meaningful to us. It is our moral obligation to pursue work that is meaningful to us, right? So I'm saying, if you want to be a filmmaker, if you want to do this and do that, and 1 second here, folks, let me just lower this just a skosh. But if you want to be a filmmaker, a writer, a this and a that, I hope that you do it all, right? If it's important to you, if it's meaningful to you, right? But in order to get there, we need to focus on our job, because our job is going to give us the money to build up our $1,000 safety net. Not a lot of money, right? But we don't need a lot of money. This is just a little thing for minor nicks and bruises, right? What we're aiming to do eventually is get to a place with our job where we can have 3 through 6 months of our expenses paid. 3 to 6 months of our expenses paid, right? Because once we do that, we start getting some real freedom, right? We have the ability to spend our time more how we want to spend it, right? Including pursuing the work that we find meaningful after our 9 to 5, right? And yes, I suggest you do this in the evening. I suggest you do this on the weekend. I suggest you do this in holidays and everything, because at the end of the day, that's what we're about, right? We're about the work that we find meaningful. But in order to get to a place where we're completely secured, in order to get to a portfolio income, we need to get to our passive income. In order to get to our passive income, we need to get to our active income. And our active income is our job. Again, pick something that you're good at, that people like, or that I should say that you're good at, that you like to do, and that people need, you know? That people need, that's the important part, right? Because at the end of the day, they say that you are paid based on how big and how rare of a problem you are able to solve. That's important, right? So there was, this reminds me of a story that I want to tell you right now, very briefly. But real quick, once again, if you can click like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, ding ding, so that you get the new videos, so that we grow the channel, so that we grow our community, so that we can get financially fit together, right? I appreciate it. Notification bell, like, and all that goodness. I love you all. So this is the story, right? There was a king, and this king had this new steam-powered ship that he wanted to roll out, right? The problem is the steam-powered ship wasn't working at all. It couldn't. The engine wasn't working, right? So he told anyone that if they could solve the problem, he would pay them $10,000, right? A lot of money, for you know, to fix a little engine there. And so people came around and they couldn't figure it out. Finally, they got to a person where he's like, yeah, I can do it. $10,000, you say, I can do it. So he goes over there. He takes a look around, takes him a second. He notices something. He pulls out his screwdriver and he starts screwing in a screw just a little bit deeper into another part, right? And all of a sudden, the steam engine is able to work and the ship is able to function. And he told the king that'll be $10,000. And the king said, "You expect me to pay you $10,000 when all you did was screw in a screw?" And the mechanic said, "No, I expect you to pay me $1 because I screwed in a screw. I expect you to pay me $9,999 because I knew which screw to screw in." Do you hear that? He is saying his labor was worth $1, but because he was able to solve this problem, he was worth the additional $9,999. And that is a beautiful thing, right? I want you guys to be solving some big problems, right? The bigger the problem, the rarer the problem, the more they are going to pay you, the more you can name your own price. And I want you guys to go out there and I want you to read all the books to get the best education you can so that you can solve the problems in the topics that you like, right? Solve these rare things. But again, that's not the end of the story, because that at the end of the day is just your job. You're still trying to pursue the work that you find meaningful. And we will be able to pursue that great work even more when we get to our passive income, when we get to our portfolio income. Until later, this has been the Finance Dojo. I thank you for being here with me today, one and all. You've been great. Take care. I love you all. Peace.